You can get the cards you need for today's Budget Magic deck and support the show from this episode's sponsor, Card Kingdom. Just follow the link in the description box down below.
Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Budget Magic. So this week, we are heading to Modern, but to play a new War of the Smart card, and that card is Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. And the idea of this deck is not to play Jace for value, but instead use it in a Splinter Twin-esque combo where we can exile our whole library with one card, maybe with a card like Leveler, take up Jace a single time and win with Jace's static ability. So basically, Splinter Twin with Jace and Leveler, a pretty fair comparison, if you ask me. Anyway, as you can see, 94 bucks in the paper world, 21 ticks on Magic Online. So pretty good price for a pretty funny and maybe somewhat competitive Modern deck. A quick reminder before we break down Leveler Jace combo for Modern. If you enjoy this deck and you enjoy Budget Magic in general, it would be amazing of you if you could take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Leveler Jace, starting with our namesake card. Well, namesake card one of two, Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. So Jace in this deck is essentially a combo piece. Yes, we love drawing cards, but really the plan of this deck is to play a Jace, play one other card, and hopefully be able to win the game with Jace's static ability, where if we draw a card with no cards in our library, we win the game instead of losing the game. And Jace's +1 does help with that combo. So here's an example of what we're trying to set up. Leveler, a very weird old card, a 5-mana 10/10 artifact creature with a drawback of exiling our entire library when it comes into play, is a 2-card combo with Jace. We play Jace on turn 4, we play Leveler on turn 5, we exile our entire library, we tick up Jace one time to draw a card, we win the game with Jace's static ability. So that is what the deck is trying to do. We are a combo deck, and to make this combo more consistent, we have some backup pieces. We actually essentially have 6 copies of each of our combo pieces, which is about the right number to make sure that we have one of them in hand, at least most games. So our backup Jace is Laboratory Maniac. There's upsides, it's cheaper. Downsides, it's a creature, it can die to a lot more removal than Jace, and it doesn't have Jace's ability to draw a card. So if we have Laboratory Maniac and we play Leveler, if we want to win the game right away, we need another way to draw a card to be able to win immediately. And then for Leveler, we have Mirror of Fate, which is essentially the same as Leveler. It comes into play, we can sack it to essentially exile our library. It's a little more complicated than that. You can put cards from exile, up to 7 of them, into your library, but really, we're not putting any cards from exile into our library. Instead, we are just exiling our entire library with Mirror of Fate. Again, there's some slight differences. Leveler has the upside of not getting hit by, like, Negate, for example. Mirror of Fate, on the other hand, has the downside that a Pithing Needle can shut it, because we do need to activate it when Leveler is just an enter the battlefield trigger. But really, what we're trying to do is Jace primarily, or Laboratory Maniac, into either Leveler or Mirror of Fate, and just win the game by exiling our library and drawing a card. So that is essentially the deck. The rest of the deck, Mind Stone ramps us into our Jaces and Levelers. In theory, we can win on turn 4, like turn 3 Jace off Mind Stone, turn 4 Leveler, win the game on the spot. Also gives us a way to draw a card if we're on the Lab Maniac plan. We were talking about how you got to draw the card to actually win the game with Lab Maniac. So if we have a Mind Stone out, we can like Lab Maniac, exile our library, and then crack Mind Stone to draw that card. Opt and Syrup Visions, just early game cantrips to keep us churning through our deck, finding our combo pieces, increasing consistency. A bunch of counterspells to protect our combo. Spell Pierce for non-creatures. Mana Leak hits kind of anything, gets worse in the late game. And then Disrupting Shoal is pretty sweet with our Jace plan. One of the downsides is, if we go into our combo and we have our Jace, we exile our library with something, if our opponent can like kill our Jace, like let's say use Assassin's Trophy on our Jace with the exile our library trigger on the stack, we just lose the game. Because we exile our library, we don't have a Jace to let us win the game, but like Disrupting Shoal can exile a Mana Leak, let's say, if we're tapped out, and be able to counter that spell that would ruin our combo and the game. Otherwise, for creatures, Vapor Snag, Boomerang, We're in mono blue, we can't stop creatures permanently very easily, but we can kind of tempo it out, use it to protect our Jace. Boomerang also gets rid of Pithy Needles or whatever that would stop our combo. Mana base, bunch of islands, some ghost quarters, just in case we hit creature lands or Tron. In the sideboard for creature decks, Engulf the Shore gives us some mass bounce, good against tokens, cheap creature decks, make our opponent pick everything up, buy us some time. Echoing Truth, kind of the same deal, little cheaper, but only hits one thing, all versions of it. Then a bunch more counterspells, Spell Pierce, Swan Song, Negate, basically to protect our combo. Those problems we were talking about, like the Assassin's Trophy on Jace when we're exiling our library. Cards like Spell Pierce, Swan Song especially, since we don't care if our opponent gets a bird because we're winning the game. Negate, great way to protect against that. And then Torment Script, Relic of Progenitus for graveyard decks, Pithy Needle, just kind of all-purpose shutdown of whatever, Oblivion Stones, Planeswalkers, and that is Leveler Jace combo for Modern, and that's our Budget Magic deck for this week. So let's jump into the gameplay, see if Leveler plus Jace, well, plus Mirror Fate and Laboratory Maniac, really is the second coming of Splinter Twin. I mean, I'm sure it's not really Splinter Twin, but maybe it's close enough that we'd pick up some wins with it. So let's jump into the gameplay, see how it works. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, Budget Magic time. We are playing some Leveler Jace combo in Modern, and this hand's fine-ish. We got a Jace, we got some cantrips. I could get run over by creature decks, that would be scary, but otherwise, I mean, we got a plan. Ops can hit our mana, Jace hopefully hits us more mana, so yeah, I mean, give it a shot. Island, go. Opponent, mountain, oh boy. If this is red 1-drop deck, life might be tricky. Tricky and hard. Alright, opponent's passing, hopefully. Alright, let's opt. Alright, Ghost Quarter is a land, we will keep it. Not a great land for this scenario, but it is a land. Alright, mountain go. Well, now we get to leave up Mana League. Oh. Alright, so Living End? Well, definitely going to have to be careful about counters. Spire Bluff Canal. Or careful with our counters, rather, to make sure we don't just get a living ended. Opponent passes. Well, let's opt. Island to the top. Untap. Play an island. Pass the turn. So, we're getting close to where we want to be. We'll see what our opponent does here. Bloodstained Mire. And passes. Alright. What do we draw? Boomerang. Well, play the land, pass the turn. We're going to wait and be careful. At least wait till next turn when we can Jace with Spell Pierce back up. Opponent. Island. Suspends Ancestral Vision. Alright, let's Boomerang a land. Opponent floats a mana. Sure. That's fine. Untap. Oh, we are actually really close. Untap, Leveler, Jace. Are we doing this? Is this just working? Definitely not milling our opponent if they're living ending us. Take up Jace. Mill ourselves. Pass the turn. Mill 2 lands. We wouldn't mind another land. Double Spell Pierce is better than single Spell Pierce. Opponent. Tap land. Oh! Got him! Oh, we Spell Pierce. We got him! We got him with a combo! Right away! Oh, a thing of beauty. Yes! Yes! Oh, man. That is beautiful. Okay. So, we untap. We even get a land. Leveler. Exile the library. All of them. And then take up Jace. And, yeah. That's game. Combo. It's a combo. Oh. All right. Alrighty then. I didn't expect that to work as easily as it did, but that worked pretty easily. Okay, so opponent is trying to get us with free spells. Electrodominance, Living End, tons of counters. So, alright, things that are good. Spell Pierce, Negate, Swan Song, Graveyard Hate. We'll go down, I think, the Vapor Snags. Go down Vapor Snags. Oh, we still got to cut a lot of cards. Maybe we cut the Mind Stones and just try to, like, out-control our opponent. Cut the Mind Stones. Maybe 4 Spell Pierces is too many. I guess Disrupting Shoal also misses some stuff. Let's try it maybe like that. More cheap counters. Graveyard Hate. Well, that went pretty well. Ooh, combo in hand. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if it works. We only have 1 counter in hand. Teleria West for our opponent passes. Well, Island, go. Opponent. Steam Vents. Untapped. And Chalice on 1. Okay. That actually shuts down a lot of our stuff at the moment. Shuts down all of our cantrips, which is the biggest issue. Also our Relic of Progenitus. Yeah, that's kind of bad for us. We do have Boomerang to bounce it, but it's still kind of bad for us. Well, Island's good. Pass the turn. I mean, we have the combo. My concern is our opponent's deck plays a lot of counters. Many, many counters. They are missing land drops, though. Well, Island, go. I guess if we keep drawing lands, maybe we can just get to the point where we can Jace with counter backup. Opponent's going to Is It Charm. Oh, I'm so tempted to counter this. You know what? We're going to counter this. It's greedy. We could get punished. If our opponent can, like, untap land as foretold, we could get really punished. But our opponent missed a land drop, and we don't want them to hit their lands. Them not having lands really helps us. Opponent, no land. All right, it's a tap land. Well, that's about as much as we could hope for. Opponent's going to pass. We are going to have to play it conservatively for now. Island, yeah, we can't just run out Jace. Island, go. Yeah, we can't run out Jace here. We got to wait. Our opponent very likely has a counter. Pass the turn. Opponent cycles. Having our 1-mana counter shut down is kind of obnoxious. And our this Chalice of the Void is actually pretty annoying. Opponent, passing. Yup. We draw negate. Alright, land, go. Well, next turn we could try to Jace with some counter backup. Opponent, Is It Charm? Well, counter it. We're not gonna let our opponent do that. That's not part of our plan. Alright, opponent untaps. Keeping our opponent pinched on lands is very good for us. Suspends Ancestral. Alright, I think we get to resolve a Jace here. And then we're kind of in business. Ooh, if only we could cast Swan Song. Well, Jace. Opponent tries to counter. We will counter the counter. Get a Jace. Take up Jace, mill ourselves. Alright, pass the turn. See what happens. See what our opponent has. Ancestral, take it down. We got the pieces in hand. Oh, if only we could Swan Song. We would have it with counter backup. Opponent, can you answer Jace? Opponent's passing. Yep. We draw Mirror of Fate. Well, let's Leveler. Opponent cycling. Oh, do they not have an answer? Is this going to resolve? Oh my goodness. Did we do it? Cycling. Okay. Resolves. Exiles. Take up Jace. And we got there. We leveled our way past Electro Dominance. Electro whatever. Electro End. Whoo. All right. Well, good start for for the jank. For the literal jank. Leveler Jace is, oh, that's about as janky as it gets, but okay. Sweet. All right. Budget magic time. We are leveling some people, hopefully. Leveler Jace combo in Modern, and this hand's Ghost Quarter. Okay. Unexpected starting land. Well, we got all the lands we need. I mean, in theory, we could just Serum Visions into a Jace. Well, neither of those are a Jace, so bottom, pass the turn. Jace cantrips, that's what we're mostly looking for. We got the Leveler. Oh, it's this deck. Well, here comes the Eldrazi. Opponent passing. Yeah, that's a cantrip. Serum Visions. Bottom and top. Play a land, pass the turn. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Opponent untaps. This might be tough. Mutavault. Opponent, combat. Gets in with Matter Reshaper. Hits us. Yeah. Down to 17. Thought Not Seer. I don't know if we show our opponent this hand. Yeah. Yeah, let's concede. That's not an early concession. That's a... I think our odds of winning are basically 0. And I don't want our opponent to know they should bring in, like, Pithing Needle for our Jace. So we get to bring in Engulf the Shore. And maybe Echoing Truth. The good news in this matchup is our opponent shouldn't be all that... Yeah, go down a couple Disrupting Shoals. The good news is our opponent shouldn't have too much disruption for our combo. The bad news is our opponent might be able to just run us over with big creatures before we can combo. Because we do really need like a Jace to stick on the battlefield. And if our opponent just has a massive board state of creatures, getting a Jace to stick, probably going to be hard. Well, we'll see. So I guess good news and bad news in the matchup. All right, we are on the mulligan. Well, okay. We got a mana leak. We got some Mind Stones. We have a Mirror of Fate. Opponent exiling things with Serum Powder. We're going to keep. Leveler to the bottom. We don't need a leveler. We need a Jace, mostly. Gemstone Caverns. Good golly. Also an Eternal Scourge exiled. Well, alright. Pass the turn. I think Serum Powder Eldrazi, back to being not great without the London Mulligan rule. Oh, God almighty. Alright. Eldrazi Temple. Chalice of the Void. Oh, goodness. Oh, boy. Okay. Opponent passes. Alright, pass the turn. Yeah, this is a really fast start, and we have triple Mind Stone, which is not good. So I guess we're looking at, like, try to counter a Thought Not Seer, or basically anything. Eldrazi Mimic. Yeah, I mean, we're going to counter anything, so counter that. Opponent passes. Oh, boy. Alright, every Mind Stone. Opponent. Reality Smasher. That's a Jace Killing Clock. Opponent. Gets in, hits us. Yeah. Well, at least we're not going to draw a Mind Stone. Oh, so close. Mind Stone. Mind Stone. Well, I think we have a very slight chance. We can Mirror of Fate next turn. Hopefully draw a blue source. Jace. Win. We got to play Mirror of Fate before Jace, which is actually one of the upsides of Mirror of Fate. Yeah, this has been a clunky draw, and that Blasting Station is a concern. If our opponent... Yeah, we'll see. There's a lot of things that are bad for us. Another Reality Smasher, a Thought Not Seer, potentially taking up a Blasting Zone. Opponent gets in, hits us. Yeah, down to 10. Okay, there is slight hope. That is an island. Okay. So we... Actually, I think... Well, let's see. This could work. There is a slight chance. So we play a Mind Stone number 4. We just have every Mind Stone. Play an island. Play a Mirror of Fate. And see if we live. Well, alright, opponent. Can you kill us or take our Jace? Hilariously, we have the win in hand if nothing goes wrong. Opponent, combat. Attacks to 3. No Thought Not Seers, no Pithing Needles. Opponent passes. Okay, I think we actually win. We play an island. Sacrifice Mirror. Exile our library. Jace? Did we get it? Take up Jace? Sure, mill our opponent. And we got there! Oh, take it out, Eldrazi! Mirror of Fate! We Mirror of Fated Eldrazi! Oh, this deck is hilarious. It wins more than you would think. It feels... I don't think it's, like, at the top of the heap as far as the competitiveness of the competitiveness of budget decks, but it does win a little bit, and it does so with some horrible cards. Who would have thought that Mirror of Fate would actually be a legit combo piece? Got him. Alright, I mean, this looks like a keep. We got our combo. We gotta hope we don't just get crushed. We are, unfortunately, on the draw. It's also true that Eldrazi does lose to themselves sometimes. Opponent mulligans into a Serum Powder hand, into a mulligan. I mean, we'll see. Can definitely win after a big mulligan. And that is an Eldrazi Temple. And that is a Simian Spirit Guide and a Chalice on one. Okay. Well, that shuts down our Opt. And a Serum Visions. Alright, land go. Well, not ideal. Not an ideal world here. Yeah, Chalice is good against us. Oh my. This is why everyone loves Eldrazi. This is a good example of why everyone is such a big fan of the Eldrazi archetype. Double Eldrazi Temple Chalice on the Mold 5. Huh. Alright, well. This is concerning, I would say. Not an ideal scenario. Opponent untaps. They are down to 2 cards now. Blink Moth. Opponent gets in, hits us, sure. I mean, if we just draw lands, we got a chance, although... Well, that is a land. So, play a Ghost Quarter. Lab Maniac. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Land. Combat. Attacks. We will take it. Down to 16. Opponent. Chalice on 2. Okay. Passes. Land. Jace. Take up Jace. Mill our opponent. Draw land. This is it! No Reality Smashers. No Reality Smashers. We have the combo kill. Oh, what do you got, opponent? No Thought Knots, no Reality Smashers. No Thought Knots, no Reality Smashers. No Thought Knots, no Reality... Oh, it is a Thought Knot off the top. Oh, what a way for us to lose. That's insane. Wow, that's insane. Oh, wow. Well, we have things we can draw that win us the game. We have to draw them this turn. Opponent attacks, Jace. We chump block. We have top decks. We do. Opponent passes. It's a land. Well, mill our opponent, draw a card. Mana Leak, that's not going to do it. Oh. Oh. Wow. Oh, we had it. The Magic Gods very much frowned upon us, and that is the game. Oh, I'm stunned. That is unfortunate. Opponent, yeah. Big attack, sure. Everything, yup. And now I don't think there's really a way to reassemble from here. I guess Engulf the Shore would be nice, but we draw a Ghost Quarter. Yeah, play a Ghost Quarter, pass the turn. Wow. Opponent had 1 turn. This isn't the right way to think about it, but if we had not milled our opponent, we would have won. The thing is, the odds are the same that our opponent had a Thought Knot on top of their library, and we could have milled it. So it makes you feel sad and disappointed. Although in reality, random is random, and sometimes you get got by randomness. Well, Ghost Quarter, jeez, Ghost Quarter. Technically, this buys us 1 extra turn. I think Engulf the Shore is a must-draw this turn, though. Wow, we came really close to beating Double Eldrazi Temple hand. Boomerang. That doesn't actually do anything because of the Chalice on 2. And yeah, well, we get 1 more turn to draw. 1 more turn to draw Engulf the Shore to have a very, very slight chance. Opponent gets in. Passes. It's an opt, and we scoop it up. Well, that was brutal. We had our opponent dead to rights after our opponent started with Double Eldrazi Temple, Chalice on 1 to 2 for 1 us to start the game. And we had our opponent dead to rights unless they top deck that 1 exact turn, and they top decked that 1 exact turn. They needed basically like Reality Smasher or Thought Knot Seer. I guess like a sideboard Pithing Needle might be relevant, but odds were very heavily in our favor. Probably 75+%, 80% maybe, that we win that game 3, but that's why you play the game. Sometimes the 20% are hits, and good lord. All right, well, I guess if anything, it should make us feel in some ways good that our opponent had double Soul Land start with Chalice and had to get lucky to beat us. So, sad it doesn't go down to a win in the record, but it showed our deck can definitely compete with Eldrazi. Alright, budget magic time. We are, playing some Leveler Jace combo, and I think we gotta mulligan this. One land is just not enough. Alright, I guess this is relatively better. Second Mind Stone to the bottom. Land you. So we have our backup Jace in Laboratory Maniac. Not as good because it dies a lot easier, but we'll see what we're up against. Opponent. Bloodstained Mire. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Watery Grave. Untapped. And Thoughtseize. Alright. Sure. Opponent's got options. Looks like Death Shadow. This might be a challenging matchup. Big, cheap threats. Not ideal for our mono blue deck to deal with. Opponent takes our opt. And passes. Well, that is a way to deal with a threat. Mind Stone, go. It's so risky to try to combo with Lab Maniac. Like, one removal spell, if you cast a Leveler, one removal spell can mean that you lose the game instead of winning the game. Scalding Tarn for our opponent. Cracks it. Gonna be low enough on life to play a turn 2 Death Shadow. Unfortunately. Opponent. Thinking it over. Street Wraith, okay. Street Wraith, okay. And Death Shadow. Oh boy. Yup. Opponent, passing. Oh, that would have been good last turn. Well, play Lab Maniac. Pass the turn. I think our main hope now is that we can somehow jank our opponent out with Vapor Snag. If they get themselves too low on life, the whole Vapor Snag plus Lab Maniac attack could theoretically steal a game. Opponent cracks. But we got to make sure it kills our opponent when we do it, or else it's going to go for nothing. Untapped. Down to 5. Oh, come on. Show us that greed. Thoughtseize. Well, let's Vapor Snag. Opponent has Stubborn Denial. Alright. Well, opponent drops to 3. Combat. Attacks. But we used our Vapor Snag. Faithless Looting. Oh, if we had another Vapor Snag, we would have a chance. But we don't. Opponent discards some stuff. We untap. Leveler. Sack Mind Stone. Serum Visions. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky matchup. Our opponent's creatures are big enough that Engulf the Shore isn't helpful. Oh, we were close to janking our opponent out. We were actually surprisingly close. I guess we can bring in maybe the Relics to deal with the Delve threats. What do we cut, though? Disrupting Shoal can actually counter... let's go down a couple Mind Stones. Disrupting Shoal can actually counter a Death Shadow. Yeah, this feels like a not ideal matchup. Alright, I mean, we'll keep. Get torn up by discard, and beaten down by Death Shadows. As sweet as Mono Blue is in some matchups, it definitely struggles with big, like, turn 2 creatures. Relic, you. Scalding Tarn for our opponent. Cracks it. Yeah, well, we will exile it. Opponent... Watery Grave. Untapped. And Thoughtseize. Yeah, we don't really have a super clean way to punish our opponent for going low on life. I guess we do have 2 Vapor Snags. That was a draw we needed last game. Vapor Snag number 2. I forgot there were 2 in the deck. 2 Vapor Snag, 2 Boomerang. Opponent thinking things over with the Thoughtseize. Takes Lab Maniac. Okay. Plays a Bobble. Cracks the Bobble. And passes. Draws a card. Well, keep exiling stuff. Play an island. Pass the turn. Opponent. Ooh, passing? Alright, that's good. Let's opt. Mirror Fate definitely to the bottom. Disrupting Shoal's interesting. It's another counter at least. Play a land, exile, pass the turn. I mean, Death Shadow is kind of greedy with their land drops. Thought Scours. Okay. Mills a couple non-lands. Draws a land. Thankfully not a fetch land, though. Serum Visions for our opponent. Yep. Can't really try to counter the cantrips. That's not a great plan. We might cash in this relic to draw a card. 2 to the top. Yeah, I think we're going to do it. So, sack relic. Draw Serum Visions. Play Serum Visions. Well, there's a Jace and a land. So bottom and top. I mean, we have a chance. Play the land. Pass the turn. Okay. Opponent cycles Street Wraith. Plays a Steam Vents. Untapped. And 7 cards in hand. I think we have to counter a Death Shadow if our opponent has one. Because it'll just kill our Jace and then all of our stuff does nothing. Death Shadow. So let's Mana Leak. Opponent passing. Okay. I'll play an island. Play a Jace. Take up Jace. Mill ourselves. Mind Stone, not super exciting here. Pass the turn. Oh, this could be close. We would have liked to draw a blue card mostly. Snapcaster Mage. Alright, just runs it out as a way to attack Jace. Bobble. Cracks Bobble. Takes a look. Combat. Attacks. Yup. Jace down to 3. And no Lightning Bolt. Come on. No Lightning Bolt. Death Shadow. Okay. Oh, come on, land. Come on, land. Opponent gets to draw a card. Leveler. Oh, that's actually good. Leveler plays around Stubborn Denial. All right, here we go. Leveler. We can beat a Bolt, but we can't beat Bolt plus... Oh my goodness. Take up Jace? Did we get him? Do we jank out Death Shadow? This matchup feels so hard, but we got there. Okay. Oh, Leveler Jace coming through somehow. This matchup does not feel easy for us. It feels incredibly difficult, but we got there. It worked. Somehow. All right, run it back. See if we can do that one more time and actually win the match. That would be insane. All right. On to game 3. Well, I guess we're going to Cantrip Town. We don't have any combo pieces, but think of all the things we could find. They could even be combo pieces. Pluto Delta. Nice thing is this hand's pretty Thoughtseize proof. Alright, Serum Visions for our opponent. The whole Serum Visions mirror. Opponent. Mishra's Bobble, yep. Cracks Bobble. Yeah, churning through the deck. Let's see what we find. Opponent draws a card. Play an island. Serum Visions. Island bottom, we will keep Vapor Snag. That is one of our rare pieces of Death Shadow hate. Also, even better against Delve creatures. Opponent mills themselves. Bobble. Cracks Bobble. Sees the Vapor Snag. Blood Crypt. Untapped. And Thoughtseize. Alright. Well, I mean, that's relatively fine. Takes a Leveler. Opponent passes. Draws a card. Well, play an island and Serum Visions. Boomerang bottom. Mirror Fate top. We do need a Leveler or Mirror Fate to win the game, so land for our opponent. Thought Scours. Do they have a threat? Can't Death Shadow yet. Alright, opponent's passing. Well, let's opt. Draw Mirror Fate. Untap. Serum Visions. Yeah, let's Serum Visions. Leveler. Alright, bottom and bottom. Play an island, pass the turn. Well, we need a Jace. We need a Jace and we need it to resolve. We have double Leveler effects. Opponent. Mausoleum Secrets. Alright. I guess we'll counter that. I assume that gets a Death Shadow that we might not be able to counter, so we might as well counter it now. Or like a Gurmag Angler or something. If our opponent had a threat, I assume they'd be playing it. They could have Death Shadow because they're still at 13 life, but... Watery Grave, alright. Death Shadow can come down now. Alright, opponent doesn't have one. Not yet. Opponent's passing. Oh, they do have one. Thoughtseize, okay. I guess you take... Alright, takes Leveler. Opponent passes. Play a Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. No threat, no threat. Street Wraith, down to 7. Polluted Delta. Passes. Well, let's opt. Keep an opt. Opt. Island bottom. Into an island. I'll play an island. Play Mirror Fate. Opponent has Counter Squall. Well, okay. No threat, no threat, no threat. Steam Vents. Untapped. Down to 5. Opponent passing. Alright, play Relic. Play an island. Pass the turn. I think we are going to crack Relic upkeep. Yeah, crack Relic. Opponent. Land. Passes. Well, let's opt. Island bottom. Untap. Play Lab Maniac. Play Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Alright, Lab Maniac. It's up to you. The beats. The beatdowns. Okay. What do you got, opponent? Untaps. Oh, come on, Lab Maniac beats. You can get there. Oh, that would be so hilarious. Opponent. Collective Brutality. Well, let's counter it. Untap. Island. Attack with Lab Maniac. Hit our opponent. Pass the turn. Oh my goodness. Opponent untaps. Ooh, Liliana. Okay. Ticks down. Well, let's Vapor Snag Lab Maniac. Opponent passes. We draw nothing. Replay Lab Maniac. Oh, we're so close. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Draws. What do they find? Ticks up. We discard an island. Opponent discards a land. We draw nothing. Attack Liliana. Play an island. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Alright, pass the turn. Oh, I keep thinking we should Ghost Quarter. What do you find, opponent? Bobble. That's a redraw for next turn. Opponent's passing. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent to 1. Play Relic. Crack Relic. It's a Vapor Snag. Okay. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Alright, let's Ghost Quarter Blood Crypt. Opponent's gonna float a mana. Ghost Quarter Steam Vents. Opponent floats a mana. Do they have lands? Oh, they do. Swamp. Nothing. Alright, they draw. Untaps. Syrup Visions. And scoops it up! Oh, Lab Maniac beats! Lab Maniac beats! Oh, Lord! Oh, okay. Alright. That should not happen. We have 2 Lab Maniacs that could theoretically beat down. And it worked. It worked. Alright. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll take it. That is a very unlikely win, but sweet. Leveler Jace, getting it done. Alright, somehow. Sweet. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some Leveler Jace combo, and I mean, I guess we'll keep this. We have levelers and mirror. We have a lot of combo pieces. We don't have much defense. We do have Lab Maniac, which is our worst combo piece, but it is technically a combo piece. Urborg for our opponent. And Thoughtseize. Well, alright. Well, if they take our Mind Stone, we're going to need a lot of lands to actually cast our combo pieces. Could be like 8-rack. Urborg makes me think 8-rack. Urborg Thoughtseize. Possibly. Or 10-rack. Takes Lab Maniac, sure. Well, Lab Maniac is our worst combo piece anyway. Well, play a land, get down Mind Stone. The good news is, if we can resolve our combo pieces, opponent's deck, oh, blue-black, okay. Interesting. Let's see what we draw here. Island. I'll play an island, pass the turn. Leave up Disrupting Shoal. Leave up Opt to find, I guess, a land. Verdant Catacombs for our opponent. So, potentially counterspells in our opponent's deck. Opponent, passing. Well, let's opt. Well, we'll keep Jace. I don't think we're going to cast it yet. Serum Visions. Leveler bottom. Mana Leak top. Serum Visions. Mind Stone bottom. Do we want a Serum Visions? Alright, Serum Visions top. Pass the turn. So we're basically looking for a window to get down this Jace, ideally. Hopefully it doesn't get hit by discard. Opponent, Catacombs, cracks it. Overgrown Tomb. So Sultai midrange, Sultai control, Sultai something. Oh, Grizzly Salvage. Interesting. Well, if our opponent's playing Grizzly Salvage, we should probably be a little less worried about counterspells. They might still have some. They do have a Unburial Rites in the graveyard, but no good creatures. Twilight Mire for our opponent. Noble Hierarch. And passes. Well, let's Serum Visions. Land Disrupting Shoal Jace. Interesting. Interesting. Well, Disrupting Shoal bottom. Jace to the top. Play the island. Play Jace. Opponent has Rune Snag. Well, we will Disrupting Shoal. Exiling Mana Leak. Get down Jace. Yeah, I guess we gotta mill ourselves. It does mean we lose the Jace on the top of our deck, but alright, pass the turn. Well, combo is set up. We'll see what goes wrong. Opponent can't kill Jace on board. Tar Pit could hit for 4, but we only need Jace to survive. They probably have removal, though, in their deck at least. Opponent. Oh my goodness, Tireless Tracker. Okay. Watery Grave. I mean, we gotta go for it. If they have a counter, they have a counter. Tapped. Tireless Tracker grows. Are we gonna steal this win? They could have Assassin's Trophy. Looks like Assassin's Trophy. Alright. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Now we're pretty far behind. And we milled our extra Jace. That's not ideal. We draw an island. Well, play an island. Play Mirror of Fate. Pass the turn. So we basically got to find another Jace. Hopefully very quickly. Our other Laboratory Maniac would also work with this Mind Stone. Assuming our opponent doesn't have removal. We were really close. The downside is our opponent's going to be able to draw many cards with this Tireless Tracker. And we've seen counters. We've seen removal. So the risk is high at the moment. Rune Snag, really? Huh. Alright, opponent, thinking it over. Cracks a clue, draws a card. Grows the Tireless Tracker. Probably going to end up sacking this Mind Stone, actually. I think we got to try to win this turn. Opponent, combat. Attacks. For 5. Yep. Down to 15. Well, crack Mind Stone, see what we find. Serum Visions. Untap. Ghost Quarter. Well, let's Serum Visions. Bottom and bottom. We're kind of flooding out with the wrong combo piece here. Pass the turn. We can't play Leveler or we lose. Opponent gets to keep cracking clues to draw cards. Oh, we were close. Opponent had the right answer. There are a few decks that can actually answer a Planeswalker main deck from the battlefield, and Assassin's Trophy decks are one of them. Opponent. Clues, cards, going to town. Yeah. That's a lot of extra cards. Cracks the clue, draws a card. Tireless Tracker is a good magic card. Opponent, untaps. Thought Seizes. Not that relevant. I mean, I guess it takes our mana leak, which means we have less ways to protect a combo piece if we do draw one. Fetch land, clue. Fetch lands are pretty good. Opponent, combat, attack, 7. Dead next turn. Well, I mean, this is it. Do we draw something? It's an opt. Well, we will opt. I think we're going for the win. Well, alright, Vapor Snag. Theoretically, that buys us a turn if it resolves. Opponent. Gonna crack a clue, draw a card. Can fetch, get a clue, crack a clue, draw a card. Yup. Clues after clues after clues. Opponent draws a card. Imagine that. Well, I guess we Vapor Snag while our opponent's tapped down. Well, we will see. We're not dead this turn, officially. Although our hand is pretty empty. That is one of the drawbacks of this deck. A card like Leveler, it's only playable when we're comboing. It doesn't do anything outside of the combo. Like, it's literally uncastable outside of the combo. Opponent, combat. Gets in with the Noblest of Hierarchs. Leaving up all their mana. 7 cards in hand. Well, we're hoping for the miracle of miracles. You never know. Opponent passes. It's an island. And we will scoop it up. Alright. Well, we assembled our combo, but our opponent had the answer to our combo. So, unfortunate, I guess. So, Relic of Progenitus seems good. The Spell Pierces seem a little questionable. Let's go up a couple Swan Songs. At least they hard counter stuff. And we might have to bring in Engulf the Shore. Opponent does have a lot of creatures. Maybe we bring in 2 Engulf the Shore, something like this. Alright, let's try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. Well, okay. Island, go. We have a Jace, but we need a lot of blue mana to be able to cast it. And our opponent probably has some Thought Seizes. Inquisition. Well, let's opt. Swan Song to the bottom. Alright, there's an island. Takes the Swan Song. Opponent passes. Well, play the island, pass the turn. We got Jace, and that's it. But we do have our blue mana to cast Jace. And our lucky Ghost Quarter. Mismatched. Opponent. Reflecting Pool. And there's a Goyf. Yep. Island, go. Yeah, this Goyf's going to be a bit of an issue. It has pretty high odds of killing our Jace if we can resolve it. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 17. And passes. Another island. Well, island, go. I don't think we can Jace here. Well, our island problem ended up not being a problem. We drew our blue mana and then some. Opponent untaps. Watery Grave. Untapped. Search for Escanta. Yeah, I think we gotta let that resolve. We don't want to put an enchantment in the graveyard. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 14. 2 mana blue spell would be nice. Leveler. Well, I think we gotta try, right? Is it gonna get any better ever? Let's wait. We saw a Rune Snare. Let's just play an island past the turn. Next turn, at least we can pay for Rune Snare, and it does give us another turn to draw a blue spell, like a 2 mana blue spell to try to Force of Will a counterspell. Opponent, Kraken Misty. We are in a clock, though, because of this Escanta. Like, we're going to have to go for it before long. Escanta, going to filter the draw, maybe grow the Goyf. The Goyf is another issue. Mills a land. Up to 4 cards in the graveyard. Swamp. Traverse. Only getting a land, though. Yep, gets an island. Opponent gets in. Hits us. Down to 11. Opponent passes. Well, play Ghost Quarter. Play Jace. We gotta try. Rune Snag. Well, we get to pay for Rune Snag. Do they have 2 Rune Snags? They do not. Well, take up, mill ourselves. Okay, we hit a land, we mill a creature, which grows the Goyf, and we still don't have a good way to protect the Jace. Ugh. Alright, pass the turn. They're 1 card type away from Goyf killing Jace, and then life is sad. The mill on Jace is actually a drawback there. There's no choice. We can't mill our opponent, because that'll flip their Escanta. We were hoping we would hit things that did not help grow the Goyf, but opponent, what do they find? Thought Seize. Well, Disrupting Shoal. Exile Serum Visions. We can't let them take Leveler, or we just lose. Because they kill the Goyf. Or the Goyf kills the Jace. This keeps the Goyf from growing. What do you got, opponent? Ugh, Gifts Ungiven. Oh. Hilariously, this is going to win our opponent the game. Because they could just get card types that grow the Goyf. We'll see. We'll see what our opponent chooses. If they just choose card types that grow the Goyf and kill the Jace, then it's hard to imagine us being able to win. If they go with value gifts or combo gifts like Creature Unburial Rights, then we have a chance. I guess this kind of makes our opponent potentially like throw away their Gifts Ungiven. Wow, close. Close, close, close. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Did our opponent play a land this turn? They have not. Well, I guess we put Iona and Burial Rights in hand. So Maelstrom Pulse Graveyard. Raven's Crime Graveyard. Goyf did not grow. This might be a pump by our opponent. We'll see what they have. Opponent, combat. Are we going to win this? Oh my goodness. Opponent, they could have like land Thoughtseize. Otherwise, we might be winning this. The Goyf did not grow. Opponent attacks our face. Okay. Down to 7. Passes. Oh my goodness, we got there. Okay. I guess we start with Serum Visions just in case. Bottom, top. Yeah, I mean, play Leveler. Game. Exile everything. Jace. Tick it up. Milia. Why not? Doesn't matter. And that is us drawing on an empty library and winning the game. Whoa! If our opponent had just put like a planeswalker, an enchantment, an artifact in the graveyard and killed Jace, there's almost no chance we would have won that game. I mean, I guess that's an advantage of our opponent not really knowing what our deck is doing. That went surprisingly well, I have to say. Do we want Tormod's Crypt too? It is worse than Relic. We'd probably cut a cantrip, I guess. Yeah, we don't want to get Iona'd. We can't beat an Iona. Alright, let's bring in one Tormod's Crypt too. Well, I mean, the deck kind of works. Even in our losses, they've been close. It's kind of Splinter Twin. It's back! It's back! Twin is back! Ugh. Yeah, we're not going to keep 5 lands. Just kidding. Maybe we are going to keep 5 lands. Disrupting Shoal to the bottom. Well, I don't know. At least this hand lets us cast our stuff, but this is not the hand we were hoping for Game 3. Our hand is literally lands and a card we cannot cast unless we draw Jace. Okay. Phone it. Oh my goodness, another land. That's not ideal. Pass the turn. Well, mana will not be an issue this game. I guess. This is the bright side. Bone it. If our opponent plays... Ha-ha! Well, you got him! Our hand's so bad the Inquisition does nothing. Opponent, Raven's Crime. Sure, we'll discard a card. Opponent, Bazing. Come on, action. Action, action, action. It's a replacement Ghost Quarter. Okay, well, come on, more Inquisitions. Bone it. Overgrown Tomb. Untapped. And passes. Well, Island go. We don't have a great way to just stop their combo. Like, if they just have Gifts Ungiven for Iona, we can't actually stop that at the moment. Grisly Salvage. Can't stop that at the moment either. Hits the Unburial Rites. Alright. Well, that's a step closer to getting Iona'd. Grabs a land. Plays Tar Pit. Thoughtseize. Well, I don't think Disrupting Shoal is going to do any more than this, so... Shoal. Opponent counters. Alright, so there goes our Leveler. And we are left with lands. Opponent, Bazin. Jace? Another Leveler. Well, play Ghost Quarter. This has been a very awkward draw. I mean, I guess it started with us mulliganing and keeping a really bad hand. But we haven't hit any cantrips or Jaces or... We just haven't really hit anything, honestly. Opponent, land. Only 2 cards in hand. Passes. We draw Boomerang. Alright. Oh, please not Gifts Ungiven. We can't really beat it. Pass the turn. Come on. No gifts. Oh boy. Grisly Salvage. Okay. No Iona. Goyf and Tireless Tracker. Takes the Goyf. Well, I mean, we're not dead yet. We're not doing anything, but we're not dead yet. Verdant Catacombs. There is the Goyf. 1 card in hand. We're actually, like, sort of in this game. Vapor Snag. Well, Island go. Boy. I mean, if we draw Jace, we have a chance. As weird as that sounds. Opponent, Goyf. Attacks. Hits us. Down to 15. Sunken Ruins. Well, let's... Vapor Snag Goyf. Untap. Come on, Jace. Come on, Jace. Well, play Mirror Fate. Snapcaster Mage. 4 runes. Okay. Well, our opponent is empty-handed at the moment. We have the Leveler. Ugh. Yeah. Opponent's got the counter. Pass the turn. There is hope. Opponent's got a Goyf. That's all they got. Pass the turn. I mean, our opponent is like one draw away from things going badly for us, but they also have this Raven's Crime, which is going to start picking apart our hand if we don't draw anything. I think we almost would be better off drawing Lab Maniac in this scenario. Looks like a tar pit attack. Yeah, we're pretty close to dead. Opponent, combat. So Lab Maniac into a cantrip is our dream scenario. Opponent hits us down to 10. Passes. Oh, island. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, bounce the Goyf. Drop to 8. Yeah, Jace is just going to die, so Jace doesn't help here. Oh, Lab Maniac doesn't really either. Yeah, I think this might do it. No, I guess Lab Maniac would potentially work. Godless Shrine, untapped. Gonna reanimate Tireless Tracker? Oh, if they reanimate Tireless Tracker and play Goyf. Yeah, gets back Tireless Tracker. Well, maybe we just do the honorable thing and level ourselves. We put up a good fight against a pretty powerful and expensive deck. Overgrowth Tomb. Untapped down to 9. Not that that matters, really. Opponent gets a clue. And loans back some lands. Sure. Well, opt. I guess Engulf the Shore would buy us a turn. Swan Song does not buy us a turn. Well, alright. Alright. Let's do it. Yep, that's game. Leveler. Exile our library, and fought the good fight, but not good enough. Whew. Alright. Well, you'd see some of the clunkiness of the combo. It is Splinter Twin when it works. When it doesn't work, we get levelers stuck in hand that don't do anything. I guess there should be a drawback if you're going to be Splinter Twin good. Alright, we'll get him next time. Alright, budget magic time. We are playing some Leveler Jace combo, and I mean, we got Jace, we got Mirror Fate, we even have backup Jace in Lab Maniac. This seems functional. Oh boy. Are we playing counterspell.deck? Well, we have our own counterspells, and Jace is good if we resolve it. Oh, Lotus Bloom. Alright. Well, now I'm not sure what's happening. I have no idea. Lotus Bloom ticking down. Lotus Bloom makes you think ad nauseum, but these cards... Basic Island, I guess it's possible. It might just be ad nauseum. Well, our counters are good against ad nauseum. Jace can be okay if it mills the right things. If we see a Scry land, then we can be pretty confident that it is ad nauseum. It might be Primeval Titan.deck. Let's play Mind Stone. I guess the other option is maybe we can just combo off. That would be sweet. We are 2 turns away from winning, but if our opponent wins in 1 turn, being 2 turns away from winning doesn't do much. I guess the question is going to be, can we play Jace next turn? Oh. Well, now we definitely can't. Now we definitely have to wait. Play a land, play Serum Visions. Islands to the bottom. Yeah, we're just going to pass the turn and counter this Lotus Bloom, or attempt to. I guess like Simian Spirit Guide would ruin it. So, yeah, Mana Leak that. Alright, opponent does have Simian Spirit Guide, so they do get Lotus Bloom. Well, we might be dead. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay, so it's definitely ad nauseum. We probably lose next turn. We could draw a counter. Opponent, passing. Mind Stone. Oh, what do we do? Well, play Jace. Mill our opponent. Draw a card. Spell Pierce would be great. Oh, Boomerang would have been so sweet if we had 1 more mana. We could have bounced the Lotus Bloom. All right, opponent, untaps. Are we dead? That is the question. They have the mana. They need Angel's Grace ad nauseum, and we're dead. We did mill an Angel's Grace. Do they have it? That's the question. Did the Simian Spirit Guide save the day? Opponent, unlife. Okay, they don't win this turn. Opponent's passing. We untap. I think what we do is Boomerang Lotus Bloom. I don't think we can go for the win at the moment, because Angel's Grace ruins it. Opponent actually sacks. Interesting. Go to our second main phase. Serum Visions. Bottom. Serum Visions. Bottom. Top. Jace. Mill our opponent. Play a land. Pass the turn. Yeah, we gotta try to play it slow. Unless our opponent taps out. Our counters are helpful, though. Opponent's passing. We draw a Mind Stone. Well, take up Jace. I still don't think we can go for the win. Mill our opponent. Play a land. And 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's just pass. I think we just do this, and we play the slow Jace plan. Jace control that deck. Temple of Enlightenment. Opponent scries. Well, we can ruin the scry with Jace. Because the problem is, if we exile our library and try to win the game, then our opponent could potentially just Angel's Grace, and then we lose instead of win. Because our opponent can't lose and we can't win. So take up Jace, mill our opponent. There's a Leveler. Play a Mind Stone. The other good news is we've milled a lot of Simian Spirit Guides, which is going to make it hard for our opponent to combo. Opponent. Unlife. Sure. And Angel's Grace still up. Let's opt. Opt to the top. Opt. Mana Leak to the top. Untap. Well, I guess we just keep doing this. And maybe we just mill our opponent out. Play the island. Jace, tick it up, mill our opponent. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think we're just not going for the combo kill. Discard Leveler. Oh, we're just going to try to out-control him. Opponent, Zero Visions. Sure. It's kind of funny how good Jace is at ruining scries. If we ever catch our opponent tapped out, then we get to win. But since Angel's Grace is uncounterable, it's just too risky to go for it. Unless we mill all the Angel's Graces, then we can go for it. Jace is hilariously effective in this matchup, though. I guess the other thing to be concerned about is our opponent resolving a Lab Maniac. Let's opt to the bottom. Another Shoal. Untap. Play an island. Take up Jace. Mill our opponent. Into a Ghost Quarter. Well, Mind Stone. Pass the turn. We are the Jace mill deck. So far, we've milled one Angel's Grace, no Lab Maniacs. But we're getting a pretty impressive hand of counters. And our opponent's still on 4 mana. When does our opponent just give up? Opponent's passing. Gonna discard to hand size. It's ad nauseum. Yup. Well, take up Jace. Mill our opponent. Draw a card. Same plan. Play a Ghost Quarter. And yeah, let's just pass. Discard an island. I guess at some point we could try to start Ghost Quartering lands. The more we mill first, the better, though. And eventually we could draw 7 with Jace if we want to. Still have not milled anymore. What a weird matchup. This is not how our deck is supposed to play. We're supposed to Splinter Twin him by now, but it's too risky. It's working, though. It is working. Mono Blue Jace control. Opponent passing. Still discarding to hand size. Another ad nauseum. And we draw another Jace. Well, mill our opponent. Draw a card. Another Jace. Play a Ghost Quarter. Pass the turn. Discard a Jace. We're still going to hold on to Mirror of Fate, because if our opponent ever taps out, then we can try to win with it. Prism. Yeah, let's Mana Leak that. Opponent Spoils of the Vaults. Sure. That gets our opponent closer to milling out. I don't know what they're naming. That also puts our opponent down a land. Names Laboratory Maniac. Wow, down to 7 cards. Okay. Well, I think it might be Strip Mine time. Angel's Grace, Angel's Grace. So they probably have 1 Angel's Grace in hand. Opponent passing. Well, sack a Mind Stone, draw a card. Land. Untap. Jace. Mill our opponent, draw a card. Play a land. Yeah, we're going to Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter Temple. Opponent floats a mana. Hopefully this is a Strip Mine. Ghost Quarter Temple. Pass the turn. All right. Now I guess we can go for the combo kill. Mirror of Fate, exile our library, and then Mind Stone for the win. I mean, we would have built our opponent out too, but this also works. Whoo, we got there. All right. That was a weird, slow game, but it came through in the end, and now we get to bring in a bunch more counters and an Echoing Truth, all of which are pretty helpful. We can go down Vapor Snag, and we might actually trim some combo pieces. Like, go down a Leveler, go down a Lab Maniac. Actually, Lab Maniac lets us use Disrupting Shoal to counter 3-mana stuff. That might be worth keeping. Maybe we go down let's go down another Leveler and a couple Mind Stones. Because I think it's going to be risky for us to ever try to Leveler ourselves. We're going to have to win kind of like we won that game, where we play for the late game, play our counterspells, hopefully Jace, and win that way. Okay. This hand's not insane or anything, but we have some bounce effects, we got some cantrips, we got some lands. That's fine. All right, we'll keep it. Hopefully we draw into counters. Gemstone Mine for our opponent. And Serum Visions. We can also get the hilarious win where we bounce Phyrexian Unlife, maybe? Yeah, there's a Jace. Well, land Serum Visions. Bottom. We mostly want counters. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps City of Brass. And Serum Visions. 2 to the bottom. And there's a Lotus Bloom. And a Thoughtseize. Alright. Well, our opponent knows about our bounce spells. If they take a Jace, it's going to be a minute before we find one, because we just put another one to the bottom. Or it might be at least. Opponent takes Echoing Truth. And passes. Well, play an island. Pass the turn. Lotus Bloom taken down to 2. Darkslick Shores. And there's an Unlife. Yep. Well, let's opt. Island to the bottom. Draw Mind Stone. Opponent passes. Now, playing a land, pass the turn. Still not finding any counters, which is a little not good. We might be dead. Lotus Bloom taken down. Tap land for our opponent. Well, bounce on life. Untap. Beseju is annoying. Play a land. Play Jace. Take up Jace. Mill our opponent. And, alright. Well, let's see if we're dead. Angel's Grace kills us. Uncounterably. There's a Lotus Bloom. We didn't mill anything helpful. Angel's Grace? No. Unlife. Opponent passes. Well, I mean, all we can do is go for the win. Mirror of Fate. Exile. Take up. Mill you. Oh, we got there! They didn't have it. They didn't have the Angel's Grace, and we got them. And we just Splinter Twinned them. Turn 5, just got them. All right. That was that was pretty sweet. And the deck actually is kind of good. We were really close to going 4-1. Really close. I mean, I guess that's wrap-up stuff to talk about, but we were super close to going 4-1 with Leveler Jace Twin. Sweet. So what do we learn this week about Leveler Jace combo in Modern? And I gotta say, the deck was more Splinter Twin than I thought it would be. We actually finished 3-2, and it was a little better than that. We finished 3-2, and we were so close to 4-1. We had Eldrazi dead to rights, a colorless Eldrazi. Opponent had one turn to top deck something to kill our Jace. They needed either Thought Nausea to take the Leveler from our hand, or like Reality Smasher to kill our Jace. Those were the only outs, I believe, in their deck, and they drew it. They drew the card that allowed them to kill the Jays, and we couldn't reassemble and win. So really, I think we were like, from that position, 75%, 80%, maybe a little more to win that game. So the deck was surprisingly competitive. The one matchup that we just got crushed in was against Sultai midrange. Decks that have a lot of main deck planeswalker removal, like a bunch of Assassin's trophies, along with big creatures that can beat us down, those are kind of tough matchups. That was challenging, but we took down ad nauseum. We took down an Electrodominance Living End style deck. We took down Grixis Death Shadow, and one of the least likely wins, we actually got the Lab Maniac beatdown win against Grixis Death Shadow, and then almost beat Colorless Eldrazi as well. So Leveler Jace was pretty successful for a budget deck, and the combo actually kind of works really well. While it's not quite as efficient as Splinter Twin, where turn 3, turn 4 win the game, really, Jace being 4 mana into Leveler or Mirror Fate being 5 mana, that is a relatively fast way to win the game, especially when you have Mind Stone to ramp into it, got lots of cantrips to find it, got lots of counters to protect it. So all in all, I don't think this is a top tier deck or anything like that, but Leveler Jace was surprisingly functional. And one thing worth mentioning about this deck is we're playing mono blue because of budget purposes, essentially. But if you are willing to stretch the budget a little bit, you could go like blue white, blue black, blue red, and have a little bit more real removal, and that would help with the creature problem that we ran into against like this Sultai mid-range deck, where we really struggled with like Tireless Tracker or Tarmogoyf. For sure we can bounce them, but they're efficient, they come back into play, they keep attacking us, they're big enough to kill our Jace. So I feel like a splash in this deck would help solve some of the problems. You can even play some Wrath if you wanted to, so maybe a more like blue-white control version of the combo could be pretty good, or like a Blue Moon style version of the combo where you play Blood Moon in the main deck to just kind of hose people and buy time. So I feel like there's actually some potential here. The budget version was surprisingly effective. The combo is wonky. Jace is sweet. We're playing some really weird cards. I never imagined we'd play Mirror Fates. Like, 5 mana exile your library is not traditionally a effect that you would play in essentially any deck, but this is a perfect home for it. So I think all around, I'm pretty happy with how the deck turned out. Laboratory Maniac, I'm almost wondering if we need Laboratory Maniac. It's nice to have redundant combo pieces, but it is so risky to actually go on the Lab Maniac plan because it dies to so much removal. We had some games where we were worried about comboing off with Jace because if we try to combo and our opponent with their Sultai deck or whatever has Assassin's Trophy, we just lose the game on the spot rather than winning. That problem is magnified with Lab Maniac because so much kills it. Path to Exile, Lightning Bolt, you name it, Fatal Push with a fetch land. So many things can kill Lab Maniac. So I'm almost wondering if we could just cut Lab Maniac altogether and just focus on Jace. Yes, we're not going to hit our combo pieces as consistently, but we do have a lot of cantrips. We are in blue. We could use those slots for more counters, more removal or whatever. So I'm almost wondering if we could minimize the number of combo pieces a little bit more, because honestly, in a lot of matchups, I'm too afraid to try to combo with Lab Maniac anyway, because it's not like we're playing ad nauseum or something where you kind of have all your bases covered when you go on the Lab Maniac plan. You got a handful of counterspells that you can use for free. You can't really lose. In this deck, playing Lab Maniac and just being like, all right, here's my leveler. Please don't kill my Lab Maniac. That is a really risky plan, and I mean, I don't know if I have the heart for it. That is just so risky and scary. So I don't know. There are definitely possibilities here, but beneath everything else, the combo was surprisingly effective. The deck is really wonky and funny and unexpected, so if you're looking for a different way to jank people out of Modern, Leveler Jace combo seems good enough that you can steal a lot of wins, especially with people not really expecting it and knowing what's going on. Thinking of Jace like, okay, drawing a bunch of cards, maybe they're trying to mill me out, and then all of a sudden you're just like, boom, Leveler Mirror Fates, I win the game. People don't expect that right now, especially with all the counters to back it up. So it seems like a really fun and more competitive than I would have thought option for the Modern format. I was thinking like, all right, we'll probably get some janky wins, but the deck overall won't be very good. But really, we got janky wins, and the deck overall competed with a lot of really good decks, beat a lot of really good decks, and almost beat some other ones. So pretty impressive performance for a Leveler Jace combo in Modern. Anyway, that's been our budget magic for this week. A Leveler Jace combo for Modern. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.